Sheinelle Jones of Today has provided viewers with an explanation for Dylan Dreyer's most recent disappearance. On Wednesday's program of Today, Sheinelle was joined by presenter Craig Melvin and weatherman Al Roker. Sheinelle mentioned Dylan's daytime disappearance at the beginning of the performance. The 45-year-old clarified, "Dylan is still making her list and checking it twice as she does every Thanksgiving Day." She informed Al and Craig, "And I'm not kidding, like she literally has, well, you guys have seen it." "Yeah, that message written by hand? It is epic," inquired Al. "Spiral, handwritten, everything," Sheinelle went on. The transmission then resumed with her continuing. Dylan, meantime, shared what she had been working on her day off on Instagram. A picture of 2 full pans of stuffing she had been preparing for the holiday was shared by her. "I'm using a combination of at Nudist gluten-free white bread, at Kenya gluten-free honey white and country white bread, at Simpleknids_gov sordo bread, and some leftover homemade bread from at Jules for our gluten-free stuffing," she said, describing her recipe. "After letting it sit on the counter for a few days to go stale, I'll season it with poultry spice and bake it at 325 for a short while until it toasts. I'll saute onions and celery after melting a stick of butter. Next, add the rosemary, parsley, and minced sage." Dylan went on, "I'll add a box of chicken broth and let it cool for a while. After that, whisk in an egg and additional chicken broth. Instead of using my usual deep dish, I'll bake it in a rectangle baking dish to prevent it from being overly moist and crumbly. That is the general approach we are taking, albeit I do not have any measurements. Additionally, remember to add salt and pepper for seasoning." She also uploaded pictures of her handwritten to-do lists, which listed every chore she had to finish before Thanksgiving. Dylan recently posted some worrisome content regarding difficulties she was having at home with her 2-year-old son Rusty. The TV personality said on Instagram on Saturday that her child had a gastrointestinal ailment that lasted for 24 hours. Dylan was seen lying face down on a pile of clothes in one picture and on a towel on her bathroom floor in another. In contrast, even though Rusty was the one who was ill, he still managed to look lovely in other pictures. In her caption, Dylan poked fun at the circumstances and noted how differently they were handling his falling ill. "Why do I just look like a pathetic, hangover college kid laying on a pile of dirty clothes, and Rusty looks like an angel when he's got the stomach bug?" the woman wrote. "I'm relieved that is over. The 24-hour stomach bug in college. Let's go with the positive. You look like a college kid," exclaimed one fan in the comments. "Dylan, I'm a big fan of yours," wrote another. "What a wonderful mother. Nothing is worse, according to a third person. Feel better." A fourth note read, "You are strong and will get through, and so will Rusty. Beautiful family." "Feel better, little guy," wrote a fifth, and "Poor baby," wrote a sixth. "I'm glad he is feeling better. Mom, go to bed." Dylan was not present for Thursday's episode of Today's Third Hour, which featured Craig Melvin, Sheinelle Jones, and Al Roker at the desk. Dylan usually sits with them, but she wasn't present for the broadcast. "Welcome to Today's Third Hour." Sheinelle, 45, introduced herself and said, "Hello, I'm Sheinelle, here with Al and Craig. Thanks for being with us on this Thursday morning." Sheinelle continued by discussing the cooks on the show and the fact that Thanksgiving is in 1 week. Unlike usually, they did not bring up Dylan's absence or her whereabouts. While she was out on assignment on Tuesday, Dylan appeared on the show on Wednesday and Monday. Nevertheless, Dylan recovered to appear on Today on Friday, even though she had a stomach ailment. Dylan has been absent since she has been working on other projects. She shared a picture of herself and her son, Cal, in the kitchen on her Instagram account last month. They made a bread stuffing with onions, celery, and a generous amount of salt. She shared the trick she used to make the scrumptious gluten-free treat. After experiencing health issues, her son just adopted a gluten-free diet. She wrote in the post's caption, "Future #CookingWithCool recipe coming soon." However, my current recipe is a combination of a gluten-free loaf of bread from the bakery, a sourdough bread from @simplecnids_gif, and a honey white bread from @Canyon Gluten-Free after being left out for 2 days, lightly toast. More is forthcoming. Followers commended Dylan for the recipe in the comments section and urged her to continue sharing food recipes. Since 2012, Dreyer has been wed to Brian, a writer and producer best known for Today and Amanda Wakes Up. Oliver, Calvin, and Russell, sometimes known as Rusty, are shared by Dreyer and her spouse. Dreyer disclosed in November 2022 that her 2 young sons, Oliver and Rusty, had been hospitalized the previous month due to a terrible respiratory infection. Before they recovered, the 2 suffered with a severe cough, a high fever, and an ear infection as they battled the respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV,